Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. In today's class we are going to start a new chapter from the subject mathematics, and the chapter's name is measurement. What is the chapter's name, children? It is measurements. Okay, now what is the learning checklist for this chapter? We learn how to express the length in centimeters, meters and kilometers, to express mass in kilograms, grams and milligrams, to express capacity in liters and milliliters. Okay children? Now coming to the starting part, you have already learned about the various units and measurements used to measure length. In ancient times, the following were commonly used as different units of measurements. Now in the ancient times means in the olden days, that is way back some thousands of years ago, the following were used as different units of measurement. What is it? The first one is foot. People used the foot as a unit of length in different parts of the world. What does foot means? Yes children, we have our leg, right? So the area, this whole area from our toes to our heel becomes 1 foot. It is called as 1 foot. So in ancient days, what did people do? People used this foot as a unit of length. Yes, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, etc. Understand? And another way of measuring was using span. A span is the length from your little finger to your thumb when you stretch your fingers. Are you able to see the picture here? We are stretching our hand, and then the length from our little finger to the thumb. The length from our little finger to the thumb becomes one span. S-P-A-N. This length becomes one span. See, nowadays what do we use for measuring? We use scales. Yes, on scales we have the markings such as of different centimeters. Yes, or else we use tapes. Yes children, we use tapes to cover or to measure longer distances. Now in the ancient times, that is in the olden days, when these scales and tapes were not yet introduced, then people used these as units of measurement. Say foot or else span, and then next is a cubit. One of the oldest units of measurement was the cubit, which was the length of the arm from the tip of the finger to the elbow. See, this is the tip of the fingers here. From here to our elbow. This is the elbow, right? So, from the tip of the fingers to the elbow, that distance was called as 1 cubit. Now, this cubit was also used to measure the length of the given objects. Next one is yard. The word yard comes from the old English E-E-R-D, yard, which means a rod or a measure. What is this children? The word yard is derived from the old English word yard, which means rod or a measure. A yard is nearly a meter. And how much distance does yard cover? Yard is almost equal to the distance of 1 meter. Yes, yard is not usually used in India. It's used in US, Canada or UK. Okay children? Now these are the different ancient measurements used. What were they? Foot. Yes, foot. Then we have span. After that we have cubit, and then we have yard. Now in ancient India, an angle, finger or muthi fist were used for measuring small lengths. If we have very small lengths, so to measure those lengths in ancient India, that is in our country, we used angle and muthi. Angle means finger children. See, one finger. Okay, so length of one finger, or else muthi. Muthi means fist. Fist means what? When we close all our fingers together, then we get our muthi, also called as fist in English. So angle and muthi were used for measuring small lengths. In 1790, the French created a standard unit of measurement called as the metric system. Now what happened? Before this 1790, people were using different units of measurement like this angle and muthi in India. Yes, or what else did we learn? Foot, span, cubit, yard. Now all these were used. In 1790, the French people, they created a standard unit of measurement called the metric system. Standard unit of measurement, that means it will be the same. See, for example, if we take angle, now my finger might be bigger than your finger. Yes, so suppose I have measured the length of the pencil as 2 angle. For you it might be 3. Yes, children, because your finger is small, you might need more numbers to measure the pencil. In the same way, mutti also. If my fist is bigger, I will need, okay, I can say that it is only 2 mutti. But if your fist is small, then you might need 3 or 4 fists to measure the length. Now, when we were using these ancient techniques, the measurement was not standard measurement. It was not uniform. That means it was not same everywhere. Yes, for one person it was 2 fingers and for the other it was 3 or 4 fingers. So to eliminate this, our French people created a standard unit of measurement. Standard unit, that means it would be the same wherever we go. And what name did they give it? They called it the metric system. For the sake of uniformity, scientists from all over the world have accepted the metric system as a standard system of measurement. Yes, for the sake of uniformity. Uniformity means the same. So that the measurement is same all over the world. Yes, no matter, even if I measure the length or if you measure the length, no matter what person measures the length, the overall length should be the same. It should be uniform. So to achieve this uniformity, what did all our scientists do? They all accepted this metric system introduced by the French people. This now metric system has become a standard system of measurement. It is what we use nowadays. It is called as the metric system. This will surprise you. Go ahead and measure. The length from your heel to toe is almost the same as the length from your elbow to wrist. What are they saying? We have our legs, right, children? From heel. This is our heel and this is our toe. Yes, this distance is almost equal to this. Consider this as our hand. Okay, now this length, that is the length of our foot from heel to toe, is almost equal to the length of our hand from elbow to the wrist. Wrist is here, children, where your finger palm ends. This is the wrist. From wrist to elbow. If you want, you can check. You can pause the video here and check. The length of both is almost the same. What length? The length from our heel to toe is almost the same as our length from elbow to wrist. Now length. Now what does this length mean? Meter is the standard unit of length in the metric system. Just now we have learnt about our metric system. Metric system is a standard unit of measurement, and in that metric system, for measuring the length of certain objects, yes, what do we use? We use meter. We use meter. It is our standard unit of length. And how is it written as? It is written as m. Instead of writing 9 meters, instead of writing the whole word meter, I can simply write it as 9m. 9m simply means 9 meters. M here stands for our standard unit of length, that is meters. Now when is this meter used? Meter is used for measuring short distances. The length of your classroom is measured in meters. Yes, what is when is meter used? Meter is used for measuring short distances. That means how short? The length of your classroom. Classroom is a small room, right children? It's not a very big room, like it's not a very big palace or something. It's just a small room, that is our classroom. If we have small rooms like that, we can measure the total length of those rooms using our meter. Another use of meter is, if you have observed sometime, the cloth, when we go for purchasing cloth from a shop, then the cloth is also sold in meters, say half meter or 1 meter or 2 meters. Yes, so the cloth, the length of the cloth is also measured in our meters. Now, after meters we have our centimeter. Centimeter is a very familiar word for you, right children? You have centimeters. Where do we have? We have centimeters on our scale, or you can call it as ruler. Yes, we have centimeters on our scale. Now this centimeter is a smaller unit of length, written as cm. Centimeter. Now how do we write centimeter? As C for centi, M for meter. The short form for centimeter is cm. And what is centimeter used for? It is used for smaller distances, smaller than meter. Okay, now if I go for measuring the length of our classroom using centimeters, now how many centimeters should I need children? It would be too many centimeters. So we cannot measure the length of the classroom. I mean, we can measure, but it would be difficult for us to measure the length of the classroom in centimeters. So we go for a little bigger measure, that is our meter. Now whereas if I have a pencil, okay children, now if I want to know the length of this pencil, now which measure can I use, centimeter or meter? I'll go for centimeter. It is a object of shorter length, so I'll go for choosing centimeter as my unit of measure here. What can we understand here now? Centimeter is a smaller unit of length when compared to our meter, and it is written as cm. Now different types of measuring instruments are used to measure lengths. A tailor uses a meter tape to take your measurements to make a new dress for you. A ruler or a scale is used to draw lines and to measure the lengths of smaller objects. Now what are they saying? Here the unit of measurement is the standard one children. Okay, everybody uses meters and centimeters only. But to measure the lengths in meters and centimeters, we have different types of measuring instruments. Like for example, say if you want to eat something, okay, the food will be the same, but there are different ways to eat. Like for example, you can eat it by your hand or spoon or fork. Yes, or you can use a knife also to cut and eat. Understood? In the same way, the unit of measurement is same. We measure in meters and centimeters, but the instruments, the different types of measuring instruments are used to measure the lengths. For example, when we come to meter, when we go to a tailor, the tailor uses a meter tape. Again, if you have ever been to a tailor shop to give your measurements, the tailor uses a meter tape children. It would be like a scale only with markings on it, but scale will be stiff, right? We cannot fold the scale or something. But this meter tape will be like a ribbon with markings on it. After using the meter tape, the tailor folds it like this and he keeps it. Okay, understood? Meter tape is like a ribbon which has markings on it. Now that meter tape is used by a tailor to take our measurements to make a new dress for us. Now when it comes to centimeters, as we have discussed, a ruler or a scale. Yes, a ruler or a scale is used to draw lines and also to measure the length of smaller objects. Understood, children? What is the difference here? What did we learn? We have meter as the standard unit of measurement. Meter is written as m. And then we have centimeter. Centimeter is written as cm. Now cm, that is centimeter, is used for measuring shorter distances, smaller distances. Meter is used for measuring short distances and centimeter is used for measuring smaller distances. And one measuring instrument for meter is the meter tape. And an example of measuring instrument for centimeter is a ruler or a scale. Clear, children? Now coming to the relationship between the meters and centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Like for example, in the money chapter, what did we learn? 1 rupee is equal to 100 paise. Did we learn this or not? Yes. So this was the relationship between our rupees and paise. In the same way, between meters and centimeters, the same relationship exists. That is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. When I say 1 meter, it is nothing but our 100 centimeters. And what are you able to see in the picture here? See, this is our tailor. He is our tailor and he is taking the measurements. Can you see this, children? This is our meter tape. It looks like a ribbon, but if you observe it clearly, if you take a closer look at it, you will have markings on it. Just like we have on a ruler or a scale, we have markings on our meter tape as well to measure the length in meters. Now using a scale. How do we use a scale to measure? Yes, till now you might have used a scale only to draw lines. Yes, children, only to draw lines. But let us learn how to use a scale for measuring purposes. To measure using a ruler, keep the edge of the ruler along the length of the object. Make sure that the zero mark of the ruler coincides with one end point of the object. The reading that coincides with the other end of the object will give you the measurement of the length of the object. Okay, don't get worried looking at these big sentences. It's very easy to measure using a scale. Now what should we do? Keep the edge of the ruler along the length of the object. For example, if you want to measure the length of this pencil using the scale, we have to place our pencil along the edge. This is our edge of the scale, children. Understood? And again, if you observe here, we are having two markings on our scale. One is here and the other is here. We are having two types of markings, and if you read, here it reads as 0 centimeters and here it reads as 0 inches. Now we want to measure the length of the pencil in centimeters. So I am placing the pencil along the centimeter line. If you want to measure the length of something in inches, understood, in inches. Again, inches is also another way of measuring. Okay, children. Now see, if you want to measure in inches, then you have to place your pencil here. Yes, so you have to, first step is to place the given object along the edge of our ruler or scale. Now what is the next step? We have to make sure that one of the edges of the object, now this object has one end and the other end. What was the second step? That make sure that the zero mark of the ruler coincides with one end point of the object. Now this object here, pencil, has two end points, this and this. Now we have to make sure that 0 of our scale, here 0 centimeters, and you are able to see this line. Understood? You are able to see this line, right? So this line should coincide with one of the end points. Coincide. It should be in the same line. The end point of the object and our 0 centimeter line, the both should be on the same line. That is called as coinciding. Now if I place my pencil like this, see here the end point, I mean the 0 centimeters line is here, but the end point is here. They are not coinciding, so this would be wrong. So what should you do? You should make sure that the end point coincides with the starting of this, coincides with the mark which says 0 centimeters. Now what will be the length of the object now? Now this end point is already coinciding with 0. So we have to look at the other end point. We have to look at the other end point. It is ending at 8. So the length of this pencil is 8 centimeters. Understood, children? What are the steps? How do we measure using a scale? First, we have to place the object along the edge of our ruler. Then we have to make sure that one of the end points of the object coincides with the 0 centimeter line. Now what will be the length of the object? The place where our other end point ends will be the length of our object. Here the other end point is ending at 8. So the length of this pencil is 8 centimeters. Clear, children? So now again we have a correct way of reading a scale. Now whenever you are reading a scale, we have to again, what did we do in the previous for measuring the pencil also? We have placed our pencil from 0 centimeters. So from always whenever you are measuring, you have to start from the 0 centimeters. You have to make sure that you are placing the end point at the 0 centimeters. Now from 0 centimeters, suppose if I am measuring a small chocolate, the length of a small chocolate, it ends at 1, it means that the length of the object is 1 centimeter. If it ends at 2, it means that the length is 2 centimeters. If it ends at 3, the length is 3 centimeters. If it ends at 4, it would be 4 centimeters. Understood? What should we do while reading using a scale? While measuring using a scale, we have to make sure that one of the end points is coinciding with the 0 centimeter line. You have to place your object like this, children. Yes, now here the object is ending. Now what if you have a broken scale? For example, in this scale, suppose the scale is broken till here. Okay, just assume that I'll mark this black here. Okay, just assume that your scale is broken. Now can you see the 0 centimeter line here? No, you cannot see the 0 centimeter line here. Now how will you measure an object using a broken scale like this? Now to get, if the end of the scale is broken showing no 0, or if the 0 mark is not clear, then to get the exact length of any object, subtract the reading at one end from the reading at the other end. Now what will you do, children? Suppose, say if you have a scale like this, where it has a, let us draw again. Okay, you have a scale like this. Here it was 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 centimeters. Now here the starting point, that is the 0 centimeter, is not clear. It is broken. So when you are using such a scale, how to measure? Now go for the next clear line, that is go for the line that says 1 centimeter. Place your object here. Place the end point of the object coinciding with 1 centimeter line. And then if we look at it, the object is ending at 5 centimeters. Now what will the length of object become? Will it be 5 centimeters? No. How do we find out the length? We have to subtract 5 and 1. we have to subtract the markings at both the ends. At this end point, the marking says 1. We have to subtract it from the marking at the other end point, that is 5. 5 minus 1 is equal to. Understood? Now in the same way, suppose if I have again another broken scale. Understood, children? And not only at 1 centimeter, you can keep the object at any centimeter. Suppose if I am placing the end point at 3 and the other end point at 10. Okay, I am placing one end point of the object at 3 centimeters and the other end point is ending at 10 centimeters. Now what will be the length of this object? 10, the bigger number, minus 3, the smaller number, that is equal to 7 centimeters. The length of this object becomes what, children? 7 centimeters. So what can we conclude from this? To measure the length of an object using scale, what should you do? You should subtract the two numbers of the end points where the end points are there. Here the end point is at 10 and here it is at 3. The bigger number minus smaller number. Now suppose if you have like this. What here we are having one end point at 0 and the other end point at 15. Again you can apply the same rule. 15 minus 0 is equal to 15 centimeters. Yes, so this is how we measure the length of a given object using a scale. Let us look at a small exercise here, children. Choose the correct unit of measurement. That is, we have to choose whether meters are used to measure the given object or centimeters to measure the following. Yes, if you recall, meters are for short distances and then centimeters are for even smaller. For anything that is even smaller, we use centimeters. If you look at first question here, we are having a leaf. Now the length of the leaf can be measured easily using what, children? Meters or centimeters? Yes, it is centimeters. Leaf is very small, so we use centimeters to measure the length of a leaf. Coming to B, we are having a car here. Now, if we use centimeters for measuring the length of the car, it would be quite difficult for us. So, what will we go for? We'll go for using meters to measure the length of the given car. Yes, children, see, this is a little bit bigger object, so we are using meters. It's a very small object, so we are using centimeters. Now coming to again question 2. Write the length of the following pictures. That means, see, this first one is a shampoo packet, children. A small shampoo packet. You might be having these at your home, 1 rupee, 2 rupee packets, right? You have to measure the length of this packet and write here. Measure it in centimeters. That means you can use a ruler or the scale that you have. As how do we measure? The object is to be placed along the edge of the scale and then you know how to read the length of the given object using the scale. And the second one is a mobile phone. We all have mobile phones at our home, and again try to measure the length of any mobile phone at your home and write the length here. Yes, we have to measure the length of these two objects using a scale and write the answer in centimeters. Again, while measuring, children, it's important that you write centimeters or meters. Just like in the money chapter, what did we do? We have used rupees or paisa. Yes, before and after the writing the number, we have mentioned whether it is in rupees or in paise. In the same way, even in the measurement chapter, it's always important that suppose if you have measured the length using a scale, then the length would be in centimeters. So whatever answer you get, you have to write it in centimeters. Say 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters. This unit, this is called as the unit here, centimeters. Writing it is important. Now if you are using a meter tape, then the answer would be in meters. So again, say 10 meters or 5 meters, 7 meters, something. The answer should be written in terms of meters. Do not forget this point. And coming to the last one for today, measure and write the length of the following line segments. Again, take a scale, children. With the help of a scale, you can measure the length of the given line segments. You can, in your notebook, what you can do is draw some line segments. Line segments are nothing but these, a small lines. This would be a line, and from that, if I take a small part out, this will be my line segment. Understood, children? What you can do in a notebook is write question 1, draw a little line segment, and then with the help of a scale measure the length of this line segment and write it in centimeters. Yes, not only straight lines, try measuring the length of some slanting lines also. Okay, now with this we've come to the end of today's class. What did we learn in today's class, children? We learnt about some ancient units of measurements like foot, span, cubit, yard. And in India, what did we use in ancient India? We used angul, that is finger, and muthi, that is a fist. And also we've learnt about meters and centimeters. These two are used as the units of measurement in which system, children? In the metric system. And metric system was introduced by whom? It was introduced by the French people. And also we have learned how to measure the length of the given object using a scale. Yes, and I hope today's class was clear. We'll continue with the same chapter in the coming class as well.